Hello friends, I was sitting here this morning practicing my guitar as I like to do, and I'm working on a little lick that I found a bit tricky, and it got me thinking about you guys, the people who are watching on YouTube and the lovely people who are commenting and playing their guitars and informing me how that's going. So as I was struggling with a little bit of music, I was thinking of you and thinking of the advice that I always give to people, and you've got to make sure you follow your own advice, so I was doing that. In this case, the lick I was playing is like a diminished kind of thing, something like this. Now this is not a diminished lick lesson, so I'm not going to go too far in detail into what I'm doing. Suffice to say, the diminished scale is every 3 notes, so like 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, all the way across the fret. So it's really interesting because it's kind of symmetrical. It's just 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And I'm just practicing some picking patterns with that, but it's quite tricky. So I'm doing all the things I always say to you, playing as slowly as possible, making sure the notes are nice and clear, which is very important. And then there's a technique that I've shown quite recently on the channel, which is that as you get comfortable with something, play fast. And when you make a mistake, which I already did, you slow down again. Basically, every time a note's not perfect, you have to slow down. So I was doing that, and I was thinking about some other things that are really useful when you're practicing, and basically the concept, so this is kind of like, this is the catch line right now. If you're trying to learn to play something, especially if you want to play it well, don't play it exactly the same way every time. Play it slightly differently every time. Just like a person who goes to the gym, if you just do the same one exercise, whatever it is, or if you run the same lap around the same park every day, at some point the benefits will diminish because your body, your fingers, your mind, your ears get used to that same thing. So how do we apply this to the guitar? For example, with this lick, I was sitting here playing it with a very open string, open picking. So that's good, I was doing that this morning, but I'll also alternate, I'll do some palm muting. So now I'm gonna palm mute. Same lick, but slightly different tone, of course, slightly different pick angle because of the palm muting. And once again, I know already someone's gonna comment and go, hey, you're not showing us the lick. I'm not here to talk about the particular lick that I'm playing. I'm here to talk about the way that we approach learning something so we get better at it. I might try and play it as quiet as I can. Really working on dynamics. I might put my pick down for a second, play with my fingers. These are all important. That's another thing I might do, is add some trills, for example. All these different ways, a multitude of different ways to play the same thing, and it's basically the same thing, and they sound almost identical, but just by ever so slightly altering your focus in each direction of a thing, you'll have a much more rounded style to play it in. So if you're sitting at home, you're trying to learn something, you've been bashing away at the same song, riff, lick, lesson, whatever it is, try and do it different. If you're always using your pick, put your pick down. If you're always playing it really fast, try playing it really slow. And hear how that sounds. If you're not doing any vibrato, maybe do extreme vibrato on every note. These are all ways of rounding out your playing experience and giving your fingers, your muscle memory, and your ears, and just yourself variety in your playing so that it's always slightly different and nuanced, and you've got to kind of shift that barrier of your competence ever so slightly every single time you play, and I really think you'll have good results from that. That's what I'm going to be doing for the next half hour or hour as I work on this little bit and other things in my playing. Try to walk the talk, and if I give you guys some advice, I'm not lazy with myself, I take that advice as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing this morning. I hope you're doing something similar, enjoying playing the guitar. Thank you very much for watching.